Hey, what's up, guys? Just real quick, just want to quickly go over why there is this kind of gap difference between the stand your ground law and how that's applied, when you're on the street, and the Castle Doctrine when you're inside your home. And the main reason that the Castle Doctrine inside your home kind of plays up a little bit more strongly than does the stand your ground on the street is because of the environment. When it's your home and somebody is coming into it, if they have criminal intent, such as they're breaking and entering to burglarize, they're breaking and entering to rob you, they're breaking and entering to rape you. It's a lot easier to see why, having that strong defense in your home, not having to treat, makes sense and is easier to carry out. With the fact that somebody has already come into your home, very often you'll maybe breaking a window, breaking a door, kind of taking the lock or hitting it with a screwdriver, breaking it down. It makes it easier for police and the courts to say, okay, it makes sense that this person was acting with self-defense if they have to shoot somebody. And the clear reason is that it's a felony. It's a felony when somebody comes to burglarize your house. It's a felony when someone comes to commit robbery. It's a felony when someone comes to rape you. And chances are when somebody comes in unlawfully in the middle of the night and you hear something breaking and you come down the stairs, the traditional scenario that you can imagine, and you see somebody there and maybe they have something in their hand, they're in dark clothes, you know what I mean, they're coming after you, of course you're going to want to shoot them, and of course you're going to be given deference because somebody who is a stranger coming into your house, typically, in the middle of the night or something like that, is going to be seen as someone that is violating the law. Why? Because they're already breaking the law to begin with. In order to get to that point, they usually are committing a felony, and that could include damage too. If they had to damage your house and it's $1,000 or over, that's a third-degree felony, punishable by up to 5 years in prison. Now, of course, the stand your ground law has some of those same types of protections, but what's really important to see is that the stand your ground law doesn't have that type of instant type of protection, because when somebody's out in the street and just out in public, they're not necessarily having that preconditioned crime being committed, as opposed to somebody who's breaking into your house. You already have that immediate sense of urgency based on someone likely committing a felony, rape, robbery, criminal mischief, or other type of property destruction, and of course burglary counted among those things. So that's how come the Castle Doctrine and the stand your ground doctrine kind of have similar protections, but the stand your ground isn't as superficially or prima facie, whatever you say, strong as the Castle Doctrine, because when you're in public and both you may have the right to be there, it's a lot easier to see where someone commits an offense against somebody else, where someone else is the aggressor. Take, for example, of course, this Zimmerman case. Even in a worst case scenario, maybe this Martin kid was trespassing in a gated community. It's possible that at most that was a misdemeanor. And you can't go and just shoot somebody who's committing a misdemeanor in your presence. It's a lot different than someone who's coming into your home. So I'm just trying to highlight the fact that there's a difference between the Castle Doctrine and the stand your ground, because the Castle Doctrine, it's much more easy to see that someone's committing a greater crime before you're getting to that point of defending yourself, as opposed to the stand your ground, which is a bit more loosey-goosey. It offers those same type of protections when someone's coming to attack you, but you don't have that instant, immediate, oh, somebody's already committing a crime. They've already broken into my home. They've already committed, some type of felony, most likely. And so, that's really important to see why stand your ground has special protections, but it's not something that is going to provide that greater level of protection like the Castle Doctrine, at least factually. When police investigate it, when prosecutors investigate it, factually speaking, stand your ground is going to have less deference than would somebody who is enacting, the Castle Doctrine protections, where somebody has already come into their house, is already invading their privacy, is already most likely committing some type of felony. All right, well, take care, guys. Just hope you enjoy that explanation.